let's move on to the next part. SQL like clause. This is actually one of the favorites. Let's go with the names. Let's say your first name like, say ORL. Does not return anything. Can you even tell me why? I would like you to read this particular presentation and tell me what kind of change we should make in that SQL statement so that we get the Orlando as the result and the others which are starting with ORL.
Like this percent.
We need to use percent. Okay, let's try that. Perfect. But what happens if I use an underscore? Can you tell me, man? Sorry.
I think it will match. If you're not putting anything, it will match only ORL. But if you are putting underscore, I think a space, it will look for a space.
Not exactly, but I'll show you what happens. Actually, I'll tell you why and what happens. So what it's going to do is it's going to look for one, I can say, row characters. So row character in the sense, anything which start with ORL and ends with anything else. It could be a numeric digit. It could be an alphabet. It could be any character. But the problem is that only it should be a 4-digit character which start with ORL and ends with anything. Since Orlando is not a 4-digit character, we're not going to get this as the result. But let's say Orlando has ORLANDO. So now we have 4 underscores. Now we should have Orlando, right? If what I'm saying is correct. Correct, man?
Yeah, right. Got it. Yeah.
So that's how you can leverage this underscore and percentage.
But I think underscore will be hard to put, right? Because sometimes we don't know what is there in the data.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to tell you. Like, what is the use case? So when you know the length of the character and what exactly you are looking for, you know that there is a barcode which will always have 10 characters, and now that barcode needs to be starting with, let's say, APR, and rest 7 characters can be anything. So you can just put APR and have 7 underscores. Okay. But if you don't know that, whether it is a 10 character length or 12 character length or 2000 character length string, then you should not go for underscore, you should go for percentage. Now, mostly the way underscore is very useful instead of percentage is when you say that, hey, I remember his name is Orlando, but I'm not sure if whether it is A in between or E in between. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this and put NDO. So now what it says that it's his name is Orlando, but I'm not sure what's the spelling of it is, and there is just 1 character in between, and I would like to get that position's data. So now this will also get the same result. Make sense? Someone has question. Single character search. Satish Kumar is saying yes, correct. So each underscore means 1 character. Now this doesn't mean now. This time I knew that Orlando has just I'm not sure about the spelling, whether it's A or E, hence I used underscore. But let's say I know that his name starts with ORL and ends with NDO, and there can be any characters in between. Or I would rather go with O. His name starts with O and ends with O, and I don't know what his exactly name is, and there can be n number of characters in between. Then would underscore suffice? A yes or a no in chat box would help me. No, Jin said no. Perfect. Reason being, it will only search for single character. In such cases, what we do is we put a percentage in between, and now we will get same result. Orlando. Since Orlando starts with O, ends with O, and it can have any number of characters in between, I've put a percentage in between, and now I'm able to search in a better way for a name. Similarly, you can go for, let's say, I'm not sure what his name is, and his name ends with O, and it can have any character in starting and between. Yeah. So now we have list of all the names just end with O and have other starting and in between characters. Orlando, Paulo, How, Ido, Licio, Leo, Alberto, Eduardo, etc. So like clause is a very, very useful clause, I would say, in SQL, where you can do the searching and filtering exclusively, exhaustively on the basis of your uh, requirement. And there is a mix and match of both the things you can do. I'd say you want, let's go with Jingao. So his name starts with J. There are two characters that I'm not sure, ING, IN. Then there is a G after that. And then I'm not sure how many characters he has afterwards. So there is a name that starts with J. There are two characters in between. And then there is a G, and then I'm not sure what his rest of the name is. So I can now, I'm basically using in combination underscore and percentage. And then now the result should be Jinghao. Correct? So it's not like you can use only underscore or you can use only percentage. You can use the combination. You can use it in possible ways, whichever way you like and what your requirement is. And you can have the better search result and filtering techniques on that. This is how it looks. So most of you yesterday when you must be installing SSMS, there was an option to install SSMS along with Azure Data Studio. So you might already have installed this. Now I'll show you. So this is our SSMS window where all you need to do is like something like, since my system name is Shubham and the local SQL Server Express edition would something like backslash SQL Express. And all you need to do is just connect, and then you'll get connected to your local server and the database would appear here. Correct? Now, similarly, when you would like to connect to this SQL Server Express edition databases inside it, you can just simply click on within Azure Data Studio, click on new connection. Here, you can just provide the same SQL Express. In case if you would like to provide any database name, you can do so, but I'd leave it as is as of now. And I'll click on connect. Now, the reason it's not getting connected is because of this, the backslash that I've given. So always remember while using these SQL Server and everything is you need to be careful about the backslash and the forward slash while providing the server name. Just be aware of that. And yeah, we are connected. So this is something look like your first screen, but this is not something you're interested in as of now. This will show you the different databases that are there, their sizes and their log file size. Now, if you would, you would like to switch to new query window, you can just click on new query and then your SSMS structure kind of thing would look like. Essentially, when we hit a new query, we get this window, right? That new query window is similar. This window is similar to this. Another thing you will need to check is that if you will see here, when I clicked on new query, the system is connected to master database and not any of these databases. Similarly, here also it is by default connected to master database, and we need to choose the database in which we would like to go and query it. Otherwise, we can simply use the 3-part naming convention and we should be good with it. I hope that's clear. Another thing is, I think yesterday most of you told me that you are working within big data space. So you must be using Python notebooks or Jupyter notebooks in order to do your day-to-day coding. So what you can do is you can use notebook structure as well. Click on notebook plus code, and here you go. So now let's say, which table do you have? Let's say sales LG.product. What we can do is select star from sales LG.product, and all we need to do is just hit run. Invalid object name. Reason being, we haven't given the database name. Here we will provide adventure. It suggests also, actually, you can just what happened. Okay, sales LT. Now it will recommend me all the tables in this particular product. So let's go with product, and this is how your results it would look like. So this will be in a notebook uh, format. So you must, if you have used Jupyter notebooks, you'll be familiar with notebooks setup, and you can just uh, you cell by cell you can do the SQL query and have a notebook like feel within SSM with the SQL server as well. You no need to stick to SSMS only. So this is a choice you have. The reason I would prefer SSMS over Azure Data Studio is it gives you a better look and feel. It has certain more options to browse through the tables without querying, and some other options are also there. But the reason I would prefer Azure Data Studio over SSMS is if I need to share my analysis with someone, like let's say someone gave you a task like can you show me what all data do we have related to the different products. Now I would also like to know what are the top 10 products sold in, let's say, South Asia. And then he is asking for, can you give me a split? How many products did we sell month over month or year over year? Along with, let's say, top 2 products in each category. So when this kind of long analysis is required, instead of providing a SQL script, what you can do is you can give a this SQL notebook, and this way they will have the output and the whole analysis will be provided one by one, and it will be a self-explanatory analysis that you'll be providing him, and you don't need to have to guide him through the each step by step what you have done, as he'll be able to see the SQL queries along with the result as well. I hope I'm clear so far. So whomsoever has not installed SSMS yet in their system, they can, feel free to choose Azure Data Studio or SSMS, whichever you like. And yeah, then you can go ahead with the task and follow the classes along with us. Let's move on. So yesterday, I think we stopped at SQL clauses. We have covered where, we have covered like, and then we were at, now we have to start with top, right? Let's start with the top clause. So, if you don't want to use this use command always, it's as simple as just go here, select the DB, context will change. Since I select use that, so see, constant context will change, DB context will change, and no need to use the use command, but you can use the use command also. Generally, the use command is used when you create a SQL script and you're not sure how many databases exist on that particular server, and you would like to ensure that whatever query you are executing are within the scope of a certain database, and you would like to switch to it first and then execute your rest of the SQL script. Hence, you use command first and then the rest of the script. Or you can just simply go with the 3-part convention. So let's start with the top command. Select top, let's say 10, and let's go with star from customer. So we have received the list of just, if you will see here, the records, although the customers are missing, like 8, 9 does not exist in this particular list in terms of customer ID. Hence, we are getting 10, 11, and 12. So we are receiving the list of result set of 10 customers when we are selecting top 10. What happens when we do 20? Let's see. Yes, keyboard shortcut for executing the queries. You can just select a query, or you can, in case if you would like to execute the whole script, just click on F5 and your SQL script will execute. Yeah. So now we have top 20 records. Now the thing to notice here is, are we always getting top 20 records or we are getting random records? Can anyone tell me? Can we do top 10 based on a certain column? We can, but top 10, the question that I would like to ask you is, does top 10 mean the top 10 of that particular category, or is it is a random data set of 10 records? Mayank says it's random. Okay, perfect. Actually, yeah, that's correct, Mayank. It's a random data set. And the reason I brought this up is, let's say in interview, someone asked you, can you show me the marks of top 10 student of your class? So you cannot do like select top 10 star, or let's say marks from students table and go along with it. It's not going to give you the exact result. That's not how it works. It just provide you a random 10 results. It could be a top 10, it could be the middle 10, it could be the bottom 10, or it could be a random 10 records from anywhere throughout the table. And the way we can check that is, let's select, let's check what Bhargav was saying. Let's go with customer ID. Select top 10 customer ID. Now, if you will see here, we haven't received the top 10 customer ID. We have received the 10 customer ID. You will see here, the 10 record set is here, but the customer IDs are random. These are not top 10. I hope this answers your question, Mayank. Oh, Bhargav. Can we use command for schema as well? I'm sorry, Satish. Can you unmute yourself and explain that?
Yeah, my question is like, can we use command for schema as well? Like, see, in the beginning, we'll give use DB, right? Same like, can we use for schema as well?
No. With schema you cannot. No.
Okay.
So like, yeah, it's not like use this particular schema and then always it will search for that. No, that's not how it's gonna work. By default, if you do not provide any schema, it's gonna take a DBO schema for that. But yes, explicitly, if you have other schemas in your database, then you need to explicitly mention those schema along with the table name so that it can query those.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I think Bhargav, I hope this answers your question, and this actually proves what I was asking. Like, it provides you a random record and does not provide you the top 10 records. Any other question on top 10? I mean, we can do it for any column that you want. I understand that you random records, but then what is the purpose of top? The name seems to be misleading. Correct. Yes, you are absolutely correct. This is a misleading name, but the thing is, what we are trying to provide is, you must have, okay, let me tell you this way. So in Python, we browse the data set sometimes, right? We just want to see the how the data looks within that particular table or in a data frame by using head, or let's say tail, or by using just the 10 records that we would like to get. So here, this is similar to that. You can browse that record set of a table without actually querying the whole table itself. It will give you a sample space. Yes, it looks similar to data frame.head. Yeah, but random. Perfect. Yes, that is your correct understanding. It looks similar to that, but yeah, it is random and it provides a sample space. And the only usage of this particular, I'd say, clause is that it will give you a sample space of a table without actually querying the whole table. And since it is random, it is unbiased. And you get a whole holistic overview of that particular table.